Explanatory guide: how to create your own tune in CarXStreet. In CarXStreet, a good setup isn't simply copied. It's built. Today, I'm going to show you how to create your own tune, step by step. We'll cover how to choose the right gearbox for the track, how to balance the suspension to avoid understeer, adjust the alignment for greater precision, adjust the differentials for better traction, and finally, fine-tune the brakes and aerodynamics for total control. The goal is simple: transform your car into a machine built for time attack, stable, fast, and, above all, suited to your driving style. Rock it! When you want to make your own settings in CarXStreet, you need to follow a simple method. Understand the driving style you're looking for, then adjust the car step by step. Choose your driving style. First of all, ask yourself this question: do you want a car that slides, drifts, or one that grips the road? Grip. Here, we're talking about hybrid time attack AWD grip. Grip equals the car stays glued to the road. Hybrid equals a mix of grip and a little freedom at the rear for turning. AWD equals four-wheel drive, therefore more stability but also more understeer to correct. The gearbox. The gearbox regulates how your car accelerates and gains speed. Short, stronger acceleration, but lower top speed. Long, higher top speed, but softer launch. Aggressive, somewhere in between, but optimized to always have a responsive feel. The choice depends on the track. Short and technical equals short or aggressive. Long, fast tracks equals longer gearbox. A rough tip for calculating final gear ratio. Quick formula: peak RPM times 0.122, max speed times 1.05, equals target final gear. Example: 6933 times 0.122, 210 times 1.05, approximately equals 4.22. You enter 4.21. I calculated 0.122. Converting RPM to kilometer per hour plus the wheel radius. Add a margin of plus 5%, times 1.05, to hit the limiter at the end of the straight. We don't aim for actual speed, where the car is already flat, but 5% above to be sure of hitting the limiter at the end of the straight. This prevents you from braking the power bump too early and ensures that you stay in the best RPM until braking. Calculate first gear. You need to have the longest possible first gear. From a standing start, full throttle, note the speed at which you hit the limiter in first gear. If you hit the limiter before 100 meters, lengthen the first gear or lower the final gear. If it's after 100 meters, take shortcuts. Calculating the sixth gear ratio. To calculate sixth gear, you only need two values: actual maximum speed on the track and the RPM where the torque drops off sharply. Look at the engine curve. For example, 6,933 revolutions per minute. Above this is flat, below it is sluggish. Simplified formula: sixth equals peak underscore RPM times 0.122, max speed times current final. Example: peak equals 6,933 revolutions per minute, final equals 4.21. Max speed equals 210 kilometers per hour. Sixth equals 6933 times 0.122, 210 times 4.21, approximately equals 0.95. You enter 0.95 or 0.97. We keep two decimal places. Differentials. This regulates how power is sent to the wheels. Front. If too locked, the car understeers. If too loose, you lose grip. Rear. More locked equals more traction, but watch out for oversteer. For AWD, use a fairly light front and a more locked rear. The secret: turn entry. Lower the front acceleration lock by 0.05, the front end releases, the rear end turns. Turn exit. Increase the rear acceleration lock by 0.05, it grips without drifting. Zone 1, corner entry, deceleration, front deceleration lock, 0.15, 0.25. Lower equals front end slides, rear end turns, anti-understeer. Rear deceleration lock, 0.30, 0.45. Higher equals braking safety, but can push. Zone 2, MID corner, apex point, preload, 40 to 60 Newton meters, small car, 70 to 100 Newton meters, GT. Higher equals sharper transition. Zone 3, corner exit, acceleration, front acceleration lock, 0.35, 0.50. Keep it low so the front end doesn't pull straight ahead. Rear acceleration lock, 0.65, 0.85. Higher equals traction. but can induce understeer if greater than 0.90. Method: lower forward acceleration lock by 0.05, 3 laps, note time. Increase reverse acceleration lock by 0.05, 3 laps, note time. When you lose time or drift, you return 1 click. Suspension. The suspension is the car's balance. Softer front helps cornering better, reduces understeer. Stiffer rear provides stability and prevents the car from floating. The idea is to find the happy medium. If your car understeers too much, refuses to turn, soften the front a little or stiffen the rear. If the body slaps over bumps, raise it by 5%. If it floats, lower it by 5%. Rule: always make the rear 10 to 15% stiffer than the front on AWD, avoids pushing. In CarXStreet, stiffness, the stiffness of the stabilizer bars, directly controls chassis responsiveness and understeer, oversteer management. The recommended minimum and maximum values depend on the car and driving style, but here's a good working range. Recommended stiffness ranges. Front stiffness, min, 45 to 50, softer. More front grip, helps with understeer, max, 70 to 75, hard, sharper steering but can increase understeer. Rear stiffness, min, 8 to 12, softer, more rear grip, reduces oversteer, max. 70 to 80, hard, sharper rear, promotes rotation but is unstable if too high. You perform a brake turn test. If it pushes straight ahead, rear stiffness minus 1 mm or front stiffness plus 1 mm. If it kicks ass, reverse. Recommended balance, grip hybrid time attack AWD, front, 55 to 65, rear, 20 to 40. This helps maintain a stable base while slightly correcting the natural understeer of AWD vehicles. Alignment. Camber, wheels tilted inward, more grip when cornering. Camber, quick reminder. Negative camber equals top of the wheel inward, more grip when cornering, but less grip when straight ahead and more wear. Positive camber, rarely used, equals top of the wheel outward, poor performance, reserved for extreme cases. Recommended values in CarXStreet. Front camber, min, minus 2.0 degrees, stable, but can create understeer. Max, minus 3.5 degrees. Plenty of grip when cornering, but unstable on fast straights. Optimal grip, time attack zone AWD, minus 2.7 degrees, minus 3.2 degrees. Rear camber, min, minus 1.2 degrees, good traction, more stability when accelerating. Max, minus 2.0 degrees, more rear rotation, but watch out for oversteer. Optimal grip, time attack AWD zone, minus 1.5 degrees, minus 1.8 degrees. Toe, simple reminder. Toe is the wheel angle as seen from above. Toe in, positive, wheels slightly inward. Toe out, negative, wheels slightly outward. Driving effects. Front, toe in, plus, more straight line stability, but slower steering. Toe out, better responsiveness in corners, but less stable at high speeds. Rear, toe in, plus, more stability exiting corners, increased traction. Toe out, more responsive but unstable car, rarely used on a WD. Recommended for time attack AWD. Front, minus 0.05 degrees, minus 0.10 degrees, slight toe out. Right pointing arrow improves rotation and reduces understeer. Rear, plus 0.05 degrees, plus 0.10 degrees, slight toe in. Right pointing arrow maintains stability and traction. Negative front toe, makes the steering more responsive. Front toe 0 equals lively but responsive. Front toe 0.05 to 0.10 equals better entry, but less stable under braking. Front toe, if the rear comes out during a brake turn, decrease positive toe. Front toe, if the car is unstable at high speed, decrease negative toe. Positive rear toe, stabilizes the car exiting a corner. Rear toe plus 0.05 to plus 0.12. Creates a mini rear steer equals helps with turning. In summary, negative front to turn more easily. Positive rear to keep the car stable and glued to the ground. This allows for precise steering without losing stability. The caster angle in CarXStreet primarily affects straight line stability. The higher the caster, the more stable the car remains at high speeds. Automatic steering feedback, higher equals more restoring force. Precision in corners, lower equals more direct, but unstable steering. Recommended caster angle range. Min, 6.0 to 7.0 degrees. Very responsive steering, good for technical circuits, but unstable at high speeds. Max, 9.0 to 9.5 degrees. Excellent stability at high speeds, but can make the car slower to turn in. Recommended balance, grip hybrid time attack AWD, ideal average value, 7.8 to 8.5 degrees. A good compromise between stability and agility. Ackermann Angle, quick explanation. This setting controls the angle difference between the front wheels when cornering. Low, 0 to 10%, wheels more parallel, more stable steering at high speeds. High, 15 to 30%, inside wheels steer more, tighter cornering, but possible instability. Recommended values in CarXStreet. Min, 8 to 10%. Ideal for pure grip, fast straights, and time attack. Max, 20 to 22%. More rotation, useful on technical circuits or understeering cars. Recommended balance, hybrid grip AWD, optimal range, 12 to 16%. Good compromise between stability and agility. Steering angle, quick explanation. This is the front wheel angle limit when you apply maximum steering. The larger it is, the car can steer tighter, but risks losing stability. The smaller it is, the steering is more stable and precise at high speeds, but the turning radius is wider. Recommended values in CarXStreet. Min, 52 degrees to 54 degrees. Stable, precise. Perfect for grip and fast circuits. Max, 60 degrees to 62 degrees. More rotation. Useful if the car is very understeering or on technical circuits. Recommended balance, grip hybrid AWD, optimal zone, 56 degrees to 58 degrees. Ideal compromise. Enough rotation to correct understeer, but without losing stability. Dampers. What are they? Dampers control the speed of suspension movement, when it sinks or rises. They work with the springs to manage stability and grip. Types of settings, front and rear, bump, compression. When the suspension sinks, braking, cornering, bumps. Higher equals harder suspension. Less body roll, but risk of loss of grip. Lower equals softer. Absorbs better, but is less responsive. Rebound, rebound. When the suspension rises after compression. Higher equals the car remains more stable but can become stiff. Lower equals more comfortable, but risk of bouncing or floating. Front versus rear. Front dampers, too hard, understeer, the car turns less. Too soft, the car dives, unstable under braking. Rear dampers, too hard, oversteer, the rear end slips. Too soft, the rear end collapses, reducing traction when exiting corners. In time attack AWD, hybrid grip, front, firm enough to maintain precise steering, but not too firm to prevent understeer. Rear, slightly softer than the front to aid turning and maintain traction. In summary, bump equals control when pushing in. Rebound equals control when releasing. Front equals directional precision. Rear equals stability and traction. Brakes. Braking force. Too high. Lockup. Too low. Weak braking. Balance. Too far to the front, the car understeers when braking. Too far to the rear, risk of spinning. In general, put a little more on the front, but not too much. Aerodynamics. The more downforce you apply, the closer your car sticks to the road, but this reduces top speed. Front. Assists steering. Rear. Stabilizes the car in a straight line. Effect of rim diameter. Small rims, e.g., 15 to 17, advantages, better acceleration, softer tires, more mechanical grip. Disadvantages, less stability at high speeds, reduced top speed. Ideal, technical circuits, lightweight cars, RWD, tight grip. Medium rims, e.g., 18 to 19, advantages, balance between acceleration and speed, good versatility. Disadvantages, not extreme, but a good compromise. Ideal, hybrid grip, time attack AWD setup. Large rims, e.g., 20 to 21, advantages, more stability at high speeds, better steering response. Disadvantages, loss of mechanical grip, slower acceleration. Ideal, long straights, time attack on large, fast circuits. Choosing a tire tread. The tread is the thickness of the tire. Sidewall. The lower it is, the stiffer the tire. Low tread, example -5, advantages, more precise steering, better responsiveness, less body roll. Disadvantages, more rigid on bumps, curbs, more unstable grip if too low. Ideal, smooth circuits, time attack, aggressive driving. Medium tread, 0, advantages. A compromise between comfort and precision. Disadvantages, a little less sharp when entering corners. Ideal. Mixed circuits or cars sensitive to understeer. High tread, more than 0, advantages, more mechanical grip, better bump absorption. Disadvantages, less precise steering, more body roll. Ideal, rough roads, drifting, or very unstable cars. For the grip hybrid AWD, low to medium profile. Front, -5 for crisp steering. Rear, 0 to maintain traction without losing stability. Choosing the pressure. The pressure determines the size of the tire's contact patch, grip versus speed. Low pressure, 2.0 to 2.3 bars. Advantages, more cornering grip, more traction. Disadvantages, softer car, slightly reduced top speed. Ideal, tight corners, technical circuits. Medium pressure, 2.4 to 2.7 bars. Advantages, good balance between grip and speed. Disadvantages, no weak point, but not the maximum either. Ideal, default setting, mixed circuits. High pressure, 2.8 to 3.0 bars. Advantages, more top speed, more stability at high speeds. Disadvantages, less cornering grip, faster wear. Ideal, long straights, time attack on large circuits. For the grip hybrid AWD, front, 2.7 to 2.9 bars, greater precision and directional stability. Rear, 2.4 to 2.6 bars, greater grip and traction when exiting corners. Simple summary. Low profile equals precision. High profile equals grip and comfort. Low pressure equals grip, high pressure equals speed and stability. For a time attack AWD setup, front, profile -5, pressure approximately 2.8. Rear, profile 0, pressure approximately 2.5. Conclusion. A good setup is a balance. A gearbox adapted to the track, a suspension well tuned to limit understeer, differentials optimized for traction, and balanced braking. The important thing is to test each time on your reference track, then adjust little by little according to your feelings. There you have it. Now you know how to build your own setup in CarXStreet. Remember, there's no perfect setup for everyone. The secret is to adapt the gearbox, suspension, and aerodynamics to your driving style and the track. Test, adjust, and above all, have fun feeling the evolution of your car with each modification. If this video helped you, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing your own setups in the comments. See you soon on the track for even more performance and speed. Rocket fire!